Hey everyone, how you doing? Good to have you back. So we're on part 2 of Vancouver Island, and for anyone who hasn't seen part 1, I'll pop the link down below. But today we're off to some very exciting sort of destinations. We're going to start with Denman Island, then we're moving on to
Englishman River Falls,
following Qualicum First Nation Campground,
then Ucluelet,
and then finally we'll be hitting Tofino. But before we head over to all those brilliant locations, we've got to share with you one fabulous town that we stopped at on the way to Parksville. We went to a little town called Chemainus, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was gorgeous, and it's got these magical murals all over. We stopped in the visitor centre and met a lady called Melody who was fabulous, and she gave us this really great hardback book. And it's the story of the guy who inspired the murals, isn't it, babe? So what happened?
So basically it was a guy called Carl Schutz, and he was looking for a way to reinvigorate the economy of the town once the wood mill had closed. Now, earlier on in his career, he'd gone to Romania and seen all these murals painted on the side of monasteries and churches, etc. And he thought that was a great idea, and it would draw in the tourists. And actually it did, and it's worked out perfectly. But that book is a story of the difficult time he had, both convincing the town and getting it all done. Amazing story, and what an amazing inspirational guy as well.
And there's about 47 of these murals from the original series, but there's also some other artwork that's been placed around the town now as well. It's beautiful. Yeah. And what's really lovely is there's some little yellow footprints that you can follow the trail. So hopefully you've enjoyed some of those images, but we do recommend you stop by and say hi to Melody for us. So here we go. We're off to Denman Island. So another little ferry crossing, isn't it, Bab?
That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really great. It seemed like there was quite a lot of vehicles actually getting on this. It's only a little place.
Thank you.
Thank you. We were trying to decide if we were going to get on, weren't we? We were wondering how much money it was first before we made our decision and parked elsewhere. But look, it's only over there. Just arrived on Denman Island and we spoke to a couple of really fabulous people on the ferry. So if you guys are watching, hi there. It's lovely to meet you all. This is the view from Denman Island right over to Vancouver Island over there. How beautiful is that? Oh my gosh. Come to Morning Beach Park and there's quite a lot of steps to go down, so we're going to go back and make some sandwiches and stuff. But look, there doesn't seem to be anyone on the beach, so we're going to do a bit of a Robinson Crusoe now, aren't we, babes? So we found a little bit of our Robinson Crusoe moment, haven't we, babes?
Am I your man Friday?
Well, and Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, even the weekend. I only want the one, thanks. But we hiked about half an hour to get here over a right rocky beach, and it's still a rocky beach to be fair. But there is nobody around now, so we've got a bit of peace and solitude. The back's going to be broken and we've got an horrible hike back, but what a magic moment. Great, see you later. Englishman River Falls Provincial Park. We're actually in the campground, but there is also a car park here if you wanted to come for the day. Plenty of space. Let's see, Gary's by the bear bin. They're all bear bins around here, aren't they, babe?
They are.
And this is the trail then that will lead you to the upper falls. Pets have always got to be on a leash round here. It's absolutely gorgeous up here, and it's like a bridge that will go across. But look, here's the start of the falls. The gorgeous falls from the bridge. Gosh, it goes all the way down. The side, it's always so calm, isn't it, Gary? Yeah. Oh, look at that. It's so peaceful. Just got to this point, and there's obviously been some taped off area, and somebody's even got... You reckon it's a candle, Gary?
It is a candle. Yeah.
Why would you put a candle here? I mean, that's quite dangerous, isn't it, in itself? There is a risk of fire here at the moment, so it's severe. But I'm a little bit like, oh God, look at these rickety stairs.
There's a big tree here. You can see it. It fell from down there where its roots are.
Oh,
and
right.
It obviously fell across the path, so they've cut this chunk out.
Oh gosh.
But that tree's got to be 150 foot tall at least.
Let me just film that. Gosh. We're at lower falls now, and you'll see that centre rock there. It's obviously sort of dropped down and wedged itself. But interestingly, we've seen some sort of wet footprints here, and it seems that people have, God, jumped down there. There's no chance I would do that. It's absolutely beautiful though. People have come to do a bit of swimming here. I'd actually say no jumping from the bridge, but clearly people do it. They must be mad. You could easily hit the rock that's just there. And that's it, game over. So we're going to stay at the Qualicum First Nation campground. And I think this one cost us around about $89, I can't remember. We'll check that out and pop it on. But this is the entrance into it, and it's really facing onto the beach. This is our pitch at the First Nation campground. Look at this, right on the beachfront. It's beautiful. And we're in the shade as well, which is nice. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it, Bab?
Great, isn't it?
You can see right over to Vancouver. So we're just leaving Qualicum Bay First Nation campsite, and our verdict is it's got a beautiful view, hasn't it, Bab?
Yeah, lovely view.
But the campsites are really, really on top of each other. We felt like we had to whisper, didn't we? We were like all night, weren't we, babe?
Well, there were 6 of us around our breakfast table this morning. Let's put it that way.
And we didn't know 4 of them. What we would say though is, for the price, you can't go far wrong, really, can you?
No.
So it's pretty good value. You're right by the beach. The beach is really stony, so you're going to need some clodhoppers not to feel them stones through your feet. But in general, it was a beautiful view, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had a lovely night's sleep. So we would recommend it, but we wouldn't stay there for more. We wouldn't go for longer than a night, would we?
No.
Definitely not. Okay, guys, speak to you later. We're off to Ucluelet. The Alberni Highway, aren't we, Gary? Heading to Ucluelet. And there is road blockages that we're trying to make sure that we hit there for the right time, aren't we, babe? Because
Yes.
it's sort of... you've got one shot window to get down this road. What time is it? It's like 11:30, isn't it?
Yeah, they open the westbound at 11:30, and they open the eastbound at 12:30. So you've got to have gone through on the westbound sort of leg before they open that other one at 12:30.
The tension's mounting, people. We're really hoping we're going to make it, aren't we, Gary?
We are. I'm getting worried now because I'm seeing cars coming the other way, and it's only supposed to be one way. So I'm wondering whether.
Well, maybe they live there though, babes.
Well, yeah. I'm hoping we are on it, and this is not just a little bit before we get to the main event.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see. But don't forget, there's going to be people that live near here. There's a campsite just here, so there's going to be some traffic, isn't there, coming this way?
Actually, 11:30 is not. It's not 11:30 yet, so.
What time is it now?
It's 11:20.
We've got 10 minutes to make that queue. So we've just joined the queue, and Gary's elated that we've actually joined a queue. I know we're British and we should be really happy to be in a queue because we love queuing, don't we? But we are quite happy to have made this queue, aren't we?
We are.
So by all accounts, we're going to be moving on the Alberni Highway. We've just had a couple of people come over and chat to us because they noticed our English plates. We get a lot of that, don't we?
We do.
Loads of people are kind of interested in what we're doing and everything. So we're just driving through this bit, and there's a load of netting up by the rocks and the mountains here.
I think the fire damaged all the trees.
Did it?
And the trees were holding back the rocks.
Oh, gosh.
And then all the rocks fell on.
They are doing a brilliant job, though, of getting everybody through. I can't get over what a lovely view it is. I mean, it's actually quite nice to take your time. So we thought we'd stop on the way at Port Alberni. It's much bigger than we expected, isn't it, Bab?
It is. Big town.
It's a really big town. My ears have popped, actually, from being up. We're quite high, aren't we? So we're going to go down a little bit by the port front and see if we can park up and have a bite to eat. Arguably, we are the luckiest people on the planet. Someone's just pulled out, and there is the view that it's left us with to sit and eat our lunch with. Oh, we can't say fairer than that, can we, Gary? And you've got 2 hours. Oh, what's that jumping in the water? Is that fish? Oh gosh, if we get to see any wildlife, Gary's going to be beside himself with joy.
Yeah. I saw a seal last night. That was great.
You did see a seal last night, didn't you? And he was convinced that it was looking back at him. It was like miles away. Gary's secret seal lover.
It knew.
It knew. We're at the port of Alberni, and there's actually a boat that's been turned into a B&B. How gorgeous is this? Oh, I love it when people just turn something really unusual into something. Isn't that gorgeous? Walk down the pier, And look, even the bins are really painted really ornately. What a shame. We've just been talking to a guy, haven't we?
Yeah.
About Port Alberni. And because of the fires that we just witnessed on the way down, this little town's lost about $40 million in 2 weeks alone. They're just not getting the traffic, are they?
No.
People spending the money. And apparently Ucluelet is also the same. So it does make you quite glad to be able to go and
put something into the local economy.
Into the economy.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're about 70 kilometres from Ucluelet. You can see there's snow-capped mountains over there as well. I mean, it's really got everything on this island. Beaches, mountains, snow, sand, hot, cold. It's just incredible, isn't it, Gary?
It's what a beautiful place.
We've just driven past a sign, haven't we, Bab?
Yeah.
And it says bears in area, but somebody's written 100 beside it. So I don't know if there's 100 bears in the area, but I'm gonna have to be able to do my window up quickly if one appears. Oh, look at this. This is actually still a lake, we believe. We're not even at the sea pit yet, are we, Gary?
No, fresh water, this one.
It's enormous. So we just arrived at Ucluelet area. We'll go and find our little campsite now. Here's our pitch at Ucluelet. And if you can just see through there's the little harbour, and there's some restaurants and bits and pieces there. So it looks really nice just through there. Been in our campground at Ucluelet for 2 nights now. We've got one more night. So the first night was boiling hot, wasn't it?
It was.
It had cooled down while we went to sleep, but we went out to the harbour and we went to a lovely restaurant. What was the restaurant called again, Babs?
The Float House Bar and Grill.
Yeah, and we had I had gorgeous cocktails, and we had sort of a baked brie thing to start and share. I mean, I don't normally like eating too much cheese because it makes me really wheezy, but wow, that was it was magic, wasn't it? So we had a lovely experience there. And yesterday was a bit dreary and cold, but we got loads of admin done, didn't we, babe?
A lot.
We even booked our return flights to the UK, so we have to think ahead on these things. And we're looking to come back just before the beginning of December because we want to be back in time for Christmas, but also because we're going to be grandparents this year, and I'll be dying to see my little grandbaby. So today's adventure is we're off to Tofino, hoping to see a little bit of wildlife, especially for Gary, who just loves watching the wildlife, don't you, babe?
I think you do.
He loves a bit of mammals. Anyway, it's about 40 kilometres from Ucluelet. So we're just doing a day trip up there, maybe have a spot of lunch, see what it's all about. But loads of people have said how wonderful this place is. So great big shout out to Sally and Alex who love Tofino. And hopefully you guys will see something that will bring back some magic memories. What's fantastic about this route from Ucluelet all the way to Tofino is there is a cycle path all the way, the entire 40 kilometres that you can cycle along. Obviously by you, I mean you, not me. I say there is, but now it looks like there's just a grass verge,
No,
Gary.
It's gone behind the tree line.
Oh, it's gone behind the tree line. I mean, how fantastic is that? There it is. It's come out from the tree line. Wow, my son Jake would love this. He's a very keen cyclist. Just absolutely brilliant cycle path. It's unbelievable. Just coming into Tofino now. And here's the visitor centre. I love that everywhere has visitor centres. Loads of parking here. Although it's only 20 minutes, so we better be quick. RV parking.
Yeah, along this line. So, RV parking along.
No overnight. So it looks like there's a free shuttle that goes into Tofino as well. That's useful, isn't it, Bab?
Yeah.
We're just in the visitor centre now, and we've just been told that there's no parking really in town for RVs, haven't we, Bab?
Yeah.
There's a shuttle service, and she's back in about half an hour, so we might have to get on that. Might be worth making a bit of lunch in the van and then going down there.
Yeah.
She seems quite fun, the driver, doesn't she?
She does.
Seems a right laugh. So I think we'll probably end up having to go down with her. We're just going to wait and speak to the lady at the counter now. Lovely visitor centre. It's really clean. Got gorgeous prints and stuff like that. Lovely, really nice. So the visitor people were really helpful, weren't they?
Yeah.
They've given us a nice map of the area, and the highlighted yellow bits, if you pop into the visitor centre, will show you where an RV can park. There's only 3 locations by the look of it that you're actually going to be able to park your RV. So we're not going to take the shuttle because we want to be able to have the freedom to choose when we leave, I suppose. But if we find out if it's really expensive, we might come back and wait for the shuttle. But the interesting thing is it says 20 minutes parking, so I don't know what you'd do with your RV if you were getting the shuttle. So we can't really park there, can we?
No.
But they were great, really helpful, lots of literature in there. Highly recommend a quick stop there. Well, we don't seem to be the early bird catching the worm here. There is a bit of RV parking along here that's allowed, but it looks like... Will we fit in here?
I think between either on the end or between.
Oh, if he'd have gone a little bit further up. So there's a pay zone. You've got to pay by phone, paybyphone.com, call to pay. And there's your location number and your zone. It's our welcome to Tofino sign. And it cost us, in our park zone, it only cost us $8, didn't it? It's about a $5. But you get 4 hours for that. Really clever recycling ability here. It says Classic Pacific, the choice that lasts forever. Really makes you think, doesn't it, Gary?
Yeah.
So we're in Tofino now, and there's a little sculpture there. It's quite busy on the roads here, and we're just trying to think, right, where do we want to go for lunch? There's a place called Shed there that's quite well rated. But we want to have a little mooch first, don't we, Babs?
Aye.
Even though, are you starvacious?
I'm hungry.
Brilliant sign, beware of flat tyres when blocking driveway. Hector's getting you if you do. I bet it's a bit of a nightmare in the busy season though, with people blocking your driveway. How cute is this? A little sweetheart seat. I think we should get on that, Gary, if we can both fit on. News, everyone, we can fit on the sweetheart seat, no problems. It's actually quite comfortable.
It is, isn't it?
So this is a really pretty place. It's busy, but sort of almost not that busy, isn't it, Gary? It's not
That's right, yeah.
overrun with people.
Considering it's the middle of the summer,
Yeah.
it's not ram-packed. I bet it is if that road is open all the time.
Yeah, I'll bet it is. I'm getting really hungry now, so we just want to find something. I'm quite keen to go to the vegan restaurant, but Gary his eyes nearly came out of his head when I suggested, should we try the vegan restaurant?
Nobody needs to try the vegan.
Well, I would like it. It looks really well rated. Here's the iconic Tofino Tourism Volkswagen van, and this is the symbol of Tofino. It's very much a surfer's paradise, isn't it, Gary?
Isn't it?
You know, we're not exactly surfers, and my dad used to have one of these, bully van we used to call it, in the 70s, an original sort of one. This is very cute. There's a couple of gorgeous fellas we've bumped into. Hello, look at you, gorgeous pair. Down by the Canadian Coast Guard station. Look at the view here. It's absolutely beautiful. Sort of all misty on the mountains as well. It's quite warm today, but it's bearably warm, like beautiful for having a look around, isn't it, Gary? It's lovely. To the vegan restaurant, and there's a really interesting menu. So it sort of has really interesting stuff like cauliflower wings. So it's not, you love wings, don't you? But you've never had cauliflower ones. Mushroom calamari. Gary's first vegan experience, and he's going for nachos. I mean, do you know what I mean? I've gone for the shawarma, and I've got a cocktail coming, lucky me, but he's driving, so you haven't got a drink, have you?
No, I'm doing iced tea.
He's doing a really interesting iced tea. We'll show you when it comes, what it looks like. But this is your first vegan restaurant, I think, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And face on it, honestly. I'm going to have to give him a chili con carne tonight, aren't I?
With extra con carne.
Oh, I've definitely ordered the wrong cocktail. It's like got loads of paprika or something all over it. It's really sort of spicy and... Oh, I'm going to have to drink it now. It's $10. I wish I hadn't ordered it. It's horrible. The guy's really nice and just took away my cocktail because I can't be doing with eating it. It's horrible. But Gary's has turned up and he's pleasantly surprised. It looks really nice, aren't you?
It's very nice as well.
His first vegan experience. For me, though, that cocktail, it's supposed to be some sort of hangover cure, but you wouldn't be getting hungover if you drank that. It was literally like sticking your tongue in Cajun. So it wasn't for me, but they're going to bring me a pineapple Prosecco. I don't even like Prosecco normally, but
A mimosa.
A mimosa. So that sounds quite nice. And nice and sweet. So here's our vegan meals. I've got a shawarma with hand-cut chips, and Gary he's gone for the nachos. It looks pretty good. Nice, flavourful.
Yeah.
And it's about £10 each. It's about $16, I think, wasn't it? Look at this fantastic anchor.
Yeah, it was built for a 3-masted wooden ship called the Lord Western in Aberdeen in 1840.
Aberdeen in Scotland?
In Scotland, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What, and brought over here?
And brought over here. Well, it went to Calcutta first for a bit of a refit, and then came here.
Oh, wow. There's an image of all the mountains and which islands they are part of. There's such an eclectic mix of different islands across the water from here. It's incredible. It reminds me of that series we used to watch, Gary. Do you remember that series called Lost?
Yes.
I wonder where that was filmed, because it looks quite mythical, this.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've enjoyed Tofino, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a lovely place.
Oh God, we're in the wheel. I feel so nervous. I don't even want to move.
It's
I don't like it all.
safe, darling. Thousands of people do this every day.
It's a really big view, but you're going to have to take all the pictures, Gary. Don't move the table like that.